And here we are again for part 2 of Fast and Dirty Web Development. We're in Adobe Fireworks now, and what Fireworks does is it chops up our image and turns it into like a jigsaw puzzle and puts it back together as a web page, as a template. Now we're going to create a new document, a new PNG file, which is a file that Fireworks keeps all the information about our jigsaw. Now remember, our width and height for our web page, width is 1300 and the height is 800. I mean, you can make them bigger if you want to, but I think that's a standard size for most screens, particularly notebook screens. Okay, now I can't quite see the edges of my screen here, so I'm going to go View, Zoom out, or you can use Control plus minus. Okay, so what we need to do is import our image that we created in Photoshop. So I'm going to go File, Import, and there's our website layout. As you can see, I've done a couple of versions there, and hit OK, or Open I should say. Now the picture doesn't appear immediately, so don't panic. You get this little sort of pointy arrow that fits perfectly into the top left hand corner of the screen, so just pop it there and click on it, and ta-da, there it is in all its awesomeness. Okay, just click away anywhere to deselect your image. Oh, I can see a little bit of white there. I might just move it across a little bit. There we go, that's beautiful. Okay, now we need to turn this into a template, and this section of your toolbar where it says Web, you need to make sure that this button is highlighted. See, I can unhighlight it and I can re-highlight it. What it does is it shows slices and hotspots. Okay, and just above it is the slice tool. So we'll click on the slice tool. Now what we're going to do is I'm just going to click and drag over my logo. There's my logo. Okay, just made a nice big square over my logo. Now when someone wants to click on the logo or my home button, I want it to go to my home page. So I'm going to go down to the bottom here where it says link. I'm going to write home.html. You can write index.html if you like. Oh, hoim.html. No, it's not hoim. It's home, H-O-M-E. Whoops, a daisy. So I for detail, very important. Okay, now we can finish with our slices. Now the slice tool allows us to identify areas of our website. You can see as I drag that line down, it gets a little dotted line appears a little bit there when it's lining up with the other one. Now that's just we're not going to use that for any kind of active point. It's just we just want to chop that up in that manner. Now this is also not used, but we're just going to select that section just as an image. Now we're going to select this section. Now this is going to be our first menu item. Okay, now this is going to link to a page called food.html. Where is that page? Food.html, I hear you ask. Well, we haven't created it yet, but we're going to. Okay, now I'm going to click and drag over the next one. So this is going to be the hotspot that allows us to click on a link to take us to another page, because this is the interests menu item. I'm going to make it go to interests.html, and that'll take us to a web page that talks a little bit about Daph's interests. You know, she's interested in the rats that live under the fig tree during summer. It's very interesting. And finally contact. So we'll just write contact.html. Oh, there we are. HTML. I've been doing this for too long now. Okay, now we just need to make sure that, as you can see, that little dotted line is coming up and showing me that it's all lined up. So our top part's all sorted now. That's not going to change in any way. But we do need a nice space underneath for us to put our content in. So we need to slice that up as well. Now notice, if I use my black tool and I click on one of my slices, it highlights it and a little white dot appears in the middle. Well, that means it's selected. Well, this is the stage that I always forget, and the students in my web development classes always say, Miss, you forgot to Control A. Okay, so we need to Control A. Control A means select all. I'm going to select all the slices. Then we're going to go File, Export, and because I'm doing all of this in my videos folder, we need to put everything our web page contains into one folder. This is a very, very important stage. We're going to create a new folder and I'm going to call it DAF's website, and it's going to go in there. So you should have everything contained in the one folder. This one is going to be called template. It's only a template, it's only an example of a page that you're going to make copies from. You're going to be creating HTML and images. You're going to be exporting HTML files, exporting the slices, the current page, and you need to make sure that Put Images in Subfolder is selected. Save. And we're also going to save the PNG file. And I'm just going to plonk this anywhere. The PNG file is just like a working document that if there's any problems we can come back to. So I'm just going to call this template fireworks. Save. And I can shut down fireworks and go directly to my folder. There she is, DAF's website. And in it is an HTML file, although this one has an icon of fireworks because Fireworks is my default browser. Inside images is a whole bunch of little GIF images. Now they are all the slices that we created in Fireworks. So let's just click on template and see if it worked. Ta-da! Look at that. If I scroll over with my cursor over DAF's face there, you can see at the bottom that home.html is the document it's looking for. Over favorite food, yes. Interests, yes. And contact.html. So it worked. Okay, and that's it. Come back for the next video when we take all of this into Dreamweaver. And that's where it gets a little bit trickier.
I was here, you was here.